Why are you telling me to go live and I'm live? Let me see. Can I turn that thing like that? Orientation is locked. I gotta figure that. I gotta figure that out. I gotta figure that out. Go ahead, keep setting up what you're doing. For me, I just want to see if it works like this, because I don't know how you're gonna do the StreamYard and the other thing. Grace and peace. Let me see. I'm trying to set something up. I done slid. I done slid out of town and left my laptop, y'all. So I'm trying to set something up for later on. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it another way. I'm just holding this phone because there's nothing really going on. There's nothing really going on outside there. Y'all see it? It's a gloomy day. So I'm just holding the phone over here in this direction, scratching my head. We gotta talk. Every time I turn around, it's something. We gotta talk. That's all I can say. Good to see you, Ella Johnson. What's up with you? We have differences. As a body of believers, we have differences. I'm just wondering if we're going too far with people that hold a different position. You understand me, Sister Tracy Lewis? At what point is somebody a heretic? We were in here just talking, and we were talking about women up there, and women got pants on, and boy, if you grew up, I'm talking about the old time folk. Y'all a younger generation. Y'all grew up with people wearing pants in church. Oh, look at this. Don't let these folk fool you. I forget who this. Shit, my baby said we've been to this church before. Y'all know I used to drive the bishop around. Shout out to the bishop. I used to drive the bishop around. I've been so many places I can't remember. But there's certain things that we just don't like that's tradition, and we may think it's Bible, but we'll hold to it. I hold to some stuff. I hold on hard to some stuff. And I know it's not under, I'll just say it's not New Testament. Let me just put it that way. And some of the stuff, like maybe women with pants, that's something that grandmama and them just considered holy. Not wearing no red makeup. Red was the color of the devil. And who's the other person? Red was the color of who? Edith. Edith like coming here bothering me all the time. Good to see you, sister. Red was the color of the devil. And who else? She said, that's missionary. She do look like Fantasia. Jezebel, come on. And Jezebel. Them the only ones had red on. Them the only ones wore red. Later on, some gang members started having red. But red was never a good thing back in the days. But I'm talking about different things that we can differ on. And surprisingly, I'll confess. This is a test live. This is a test video right here. I'm going to take this down. And surprisingly, I'm going to confess that sometime as you talk, we should be open and our positions can change. I can't lie, y'all. I think, that is just between us, I think I'm, how can I say it in a nice way, because you folk get offended. I think my position is changing with women in ministry. I think my position might be changing. I don't know. That's been, I've been dealing with that a little bit. And that's just me putting that out there. But other things, is Alton in here? I want to tell Alton a piece of my mind. I'll see he was live the other day. Somebody hit me and said Alton was live. I caught it afterwards and I was listening to it. Is Alton in here? Let me go back. I can't even, we're trying to set this other computer up. Let me let y'all listen to some of this good preaching here. I'm going to scroll back, look at some of these comments. Where's the volume at? Understand? Oh, I got it upside down. It'll help Has some glasses. Come on, yo, Red Sea, don't you? You don't play with me because you be on the organ with them folk. You be on the organ. You be on the organ with them folk. But Alton is our brother. Nobody's beefing. You know, Alton. We all brothers and sisters in Christ. I guess Rev C probably thinking, listen, let's get off the dispensationalists for a minute. Stop banging on dispensationalists for a minute. Us Pentecostals, we've been feeling that. We've been feeling some type of way. Y'all leave us alone. We part of the body too. Now y'all want to have beef with oneness folk. Y'all have some beef with them oneness folk. And that's another thing. How come? How come it seems like y'all grace change? Some of you people, I got friends that was involved in Freemasonry and they came out of Freemasonry, but they say that they were saved when they were in Freemasonry. I got friends that were oneness Pentecostals and they started believing on the Trinity and they're against the doctrine of the oneness church ministers teaching on what they would feel is diametrically opposed to the scriptures. But I asked them, if you would have died when you was in that church with them other folk, with hell, that's another thing we'll talk about hell too, because you folk don't want nothing no more. Would you have opened up your eyes in hell? And they say, no, I was saved. Y'all know 2 or 3. I done asked a few people. They like, no, I was saved. So how come ain't nobody over there saved right now? If you were saved when you was in it and God called you out of it, but you knew you had a relationship with Jesus, how all of a sudden ain't nobody over there saved? I don't know. These are just some questions. Let me go back because maybe Alton isn't here. Plus, with this little screen, definitely ain't used to. I ain't used to doing it this way. You got it? What you looking like? Let me show you. I gotta get on there. And they told me this: don't move around without that laptop. You know you like going live too much. Um, all right, here she go. Born again Rome, what's good, brother? He said, I'm back and forth with oneness brother in South Africa right now. Be careful, you called him a brother. Don't be a heresy hugger now. Rick said here, what's good? Let me see. He just said, God, people can be saved in the weirdest places. Amen. I agree with that. Was saved, being saved, will be saved. We definitely have different traditions, and I just don't want people. One of the problems I have is I don't want people, because there's warring going on in the church. There's enough warring going on in the church among believers that's supposed to be brothers and sisters in Christ, on top of outside warring. There's a lot going on. I don't want people to get the impression that every single thing is beef. Every single thing is beef. No, he don't. He do look a little. Oh, see, right. Okay, yeah. Name that. Yeah. Okay. You're right. You're right. I was like, I don't remember that church at all. I don't remember this ministry at all. Let me see. I don't think this thing got HDMI. So hook your cell phone to your flat screen. You could use your phone keyboard. You don't know how to do all that fancy stuff. And I ain't around no young folk. Them young folk can do all that. I can't do all of that stuff. I'm gonna try to get on. Let me see. Everyone thinks that their slice is the whole pie. You ain't lying about that. But at the same time, there's so many differences that's online right now. I think a few of us are gonna jump on Dunamis. I think most excellent Dunamis and myself and the 2 pastors, Pastor Green and Pastor Mike. And it takes 1 chord. Y'all got to send me a video. I got everything I got to see on the video. It takes 1 chord, she said. And we're gonna bring up some stuff. I think Rev C might wanna listen in real good. See if he gonna get on the organ or he gonna usher what he gonna do. we're gonna try to bring up some things. Dunamis specifically had some concerns. I know he's on the highway. He said he was on the highway somewhere, but he's gonna jump on. We're gonna do that in a little while. I'm trying to set up right now. Hopefully, I'll be able to show some of the stuff that's been coming in, especially during that holiday time. I don't really have it in me, y'all. I know y'all want to. I know y'all want to. I know y'all want to bang out with that Christmas pagan, all that stuff. I know y'all want to do it. I don't really feel it in me this year. Folk want to celebrate. Folk can celebrate. I don't me personally, I don't think it's a sin at all to sing joy to the world. The Lord has come. Let earth receive her King. I ain't got no problem with singing that. And somebody else going to come up. The earth is given into the hand. Shut up. Be quiet. Ultimately, the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell there. We are. Listen, we everybody quote Bible. That's the thing I'm trying to teach people. Everybody quote Bible. And with all this Bible that's being quoted, some people have different positions on different things. But now, how far do we go? Us in here. How far do we go when somebody else holds a different position? The angels sung in Luke 2. Come on, Rev C. Tell them about that. The angels sung. But at the same time, people want to get into the whole history side. We'll start with an S. Somebody put the word in there for me to connect it with Christmas and paganism coming from the Romans and what the pagans felt with festivals and the winter solstice and all of this other stuff. That have nothing to do with the tree. It's a lot of confusion. It's a bunch of confusion, but folk think they live in holy. No, that's not it. Folk that think they're living holier than somebody else. They said, "Hold Saturday." Come on, thank you, Saturday. Thank you so much, y'all. And Saturnalia. That was an ancient festival. And the problem is right now, people with Saturnalia, but Christmas isn't actually connected. No, it's not. On the internet it is, so it might as well be. Kofi said talking about Christmas ain't really connected to it. I know it ain't, but these folk mind, now they're sending me stuff from and I know some people are gonna laugh. Now they sending me stuff. I don't know who. IUIC is posting CBN. What's that man name? That old man died? Paul, not CBN. Yeah, I think it's CBN. What's the other old man on CBN? They said he was Scottish Rite. What's that other old man on the Christian Broadcasting Network? And they call in and they ask him questions and stuff like that. Not Paul Crouch. Paul Crouch was married to the lady with the pink hair. Oh man, where are the old church people at? I know I'm in here with some young folk. If y'all don't know that man from TBN. You old like me?
Not Billy Graham.
That ain't Billy Graham. Pat Robinson, come on. Somebody in here at least still remember the church. They might not have been there since Hector was a puppy, but somebody in there remember. Pat Robinson. And Pat Robinson is connecting it, and he's telling people they're right. And, and Israel, of course, Israelites, IUIC, other people going to use it. And, of course, somebody going to make sure it come up in my email so I can share with the people. They say, you like sharing stuff, share some of this. Your own people are saying it's pagan. And we've always had that pagan, non-pagan crowd before the awakening. We came in heavy contact with them jumping on social media. Back in the days, we had believers that did not want to do it. Did most people look down on them? Yeah, absolutely so. And I'm not talking about Jehovah's Witnesses. Yeah, it's definitely Pat Robinson. Now I see a couple of people. Chiming in. So we're gonna no, not Jimmy Swaggart. Oh Lord, Slim talking about Jimmy Swaggart. Winter solstice doctrine. Yeah. I think maybe we'll do something on that right there, but people get offended. And I know it's a big thing that they're using. A lot of people running around here and they're saying you can say what you want to say. People don't want Christmas anymore, and Christmas is not right, and it goes with a larger narrative. The church people have been lying to us all this time. The church is lying, As soon as my baby get this computer together over here, I'm gonna show you another system. She didn't know big long thing. She didn't know that Adam and Eve had other children. No matter Genesis said they had other children, and then she want to bring in jubilees and what else are they hiding from us? And then she'll read from jubilees, and this gives you the inside story. Like she don't know that was considered commentary that came on the set later on, but she just couple that together and say, listen, why? What else they been lying to us about? And that's a big narrative. The church is full of lies. They've been lying. They've been deceiving, and they're the gatekeepers. And it's so much nonsense. Some of the internet's not helping. I'm gonna tell you all that right now. Some of the internets are not helping because a lot of what they're saying is connected. People are connecting the tree and Jeremiah. It's just one big thing. And I think it's partially our fault because we don't, some things that we haven't done that we've seen happen in church and we never really discussed it. Jones said, I'm at this Christmas concert now at the church house. I stepped out. Okay, you see that? You see that? Now how you think church house, go where you want to go? How you gonna be at a Christmas concert and think you're gonna make it in the kingdom? God don't want nobody celebrating the birth of Christ. And they'll tell you stuff like that. That's the problem. What's good, most excellent? You ready in a couple of hours? Hopefully Dunamis mentioned that to you, some stuff that need to be aired out. Some people may I don't know, some of Alton video may come up, but among some other things, and we're gonna discuss it openly with the pastors and try to see if we can get some stuff cleared up. Let me see, is there anything else? I think we're gonna be on like 2 hours. I'm gonna do the streaming. I'm gonna download the stream, y'all. I'm trying to do everything, so I know it's gonna take me a minute to get that stuff done. Um, yes. I spoke. Matter of fact, I spoke to him as soon as I touched down. As soon as I got back to the city, I spoke to him, and he's gonna come on the 20th. Sister Sherry, the 20th. The rabbi's gonna come on, and I was trying to get y'all mind right for the rabbi come on, but some y'all just gonna be who y'all gonna be. I'm gonna see how y'all treat the rabbi. But for some strange reason, I feel deep down in the city of my soul, the rabbi ready to deal with y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I feel somewhere deep down in my soul, the rabbi, he ready to deal with y'all. And we'll see what happened on the 21st. He'll be on, I think, 7 o'clock, most excellent. On the 20th, what's the day? That's what's that, Wednesday? A few more days. So we'll see what's what. Let me try to see if I miss anything else. And then I'm gonna jump off in. Good to see you, young Pastor Green. Young Pastor Green, did I ask you? Because that did come up. Did I leave you out, or did I ask you? You could just type a one. Did I ask you about Acts 15? I'm not gonna even ask for Pastor Mama. God bless all that labor in the kingdom. That's all I can say. God bless everybody that labors in the kingdom. No, behave. You're right. Behave. No, that's the last thing on these folk mind. They think that is good behavior. Put them on the best behavior. They think that is good behavior. That's the problem. All right, let me see. Yeah, they were angels celebrating his birth. Yeah. And the early church, but I think one of the problems is the early church that did it. They were largely Gentiles. But they started thinking, when can we celebrate? And I don't think nothing wrong with celebrating the birth. I ain't paying these folk no mind. And then, like I was saying, if we continue with something, if something started off pagan and you can't do it, no Israelite that's preaching that Christmas tree, no Israelite could go to the gym because that started off with the Greeks and the folk being naked, and that's another culture. That's the ways of the pagan nations. If we're going to keep that same consistency, but I know they don't want to do that. He said, and confused it too. Someone that we love that's been part of the community for years. He turns around and joined the Orthodox Church, Eastern Orthodox. And now people are asking questions. And I can say I'm a little bit wrong because I asked him when his name Saint Moses came up, and I asked him, do we talk to the saint a little bit here and there? Sister Jones started, she in the comments, so she said, no, thank you. And then people just started going in, y'all praying to the dead, and other people saying, well, they're not really dead. J Jack's wearing wedding, yes, and I stopped that years. But it ain't even for that reason. Wearing wedding rings, etc. Correct, J Jacks. They got to keep the same energy. They got to keep the same energy. You can't be preaching. You can't be preaching about that Christmas tree, and you got a wedding ring on. Some people think it's really all nonsense, and those that think that, they're really weaker in the faith. They're really weaker in knowledge. They think that make them spiritual, not doing certain things. So then we go back to this. We go back to arguing. Do we have to do only what the Bible says to do? Or if the Bible specifically prohibits it? Some people say, well, we're telling you the Bible prohibits it, and they'll take you to Jeremiah 3, 4, and 5. And this is where we start arguing. Because the Christmas tree wasn't even around back then. This 2,000 years before the tree came on the scene. Oh, y'all do celebrate it. Y'all celebrate on 25th and the 6th? Or 7th? Oh, yeah, you're right. Most wives ain't going for that no ring thing. You ain't lying about that. Yeah, the rabbi is dispensational. Yes, I believe so, of course. Of course. I'll see. We'll see when he come on. And y'all have some good questions for him. Don't terrorize him. Have some good questions for him. I got one thing that the rabbi did mention, and it was, he said, I think he said back, if I'm almost positive, he said back in the 1960s that rabbis were looking at this thing, and that, that kind of started back this, or started the birth of what we would call this messianic Judaism, or this messianic movement. And, because many of us been trying to trace this thing back to Paul, dealing with culture. But that cultural thing, I'm not going to lie, this has been has been a serious problem with us here in this community, just dealing with that cultural thing. Is Three Kings Day pagan? And y'all celebrate Three Kings Day? Not really American. Y'all do that in West Indies, right? No, yeah, my man. Yeah, he is. That's Salazar, he is Spanish, but y'all don't do that in West Indies. Oh. No, some people tell you it ain't because it wasn't three kings, and we get mixed up because in Matthew, I think it is, he's talking about they gave him frankincense, gold, and myrrh, right? They gave him three gifts, so they automatically think it was three gifts. It had to be three kings, but the Bible don't even say the amount. But that tradition been around for a minute. Is that up?
No.
That tradition been around for a minute. What's good, John Williams? Oh, he said, oh, okay. And say you don't celebrate that. All right, let me see anything else I missed on this here. So we're gonna be on, and hopefully the way I have this computer set up, I can put that link out, or I'll just put up certain questions because some folk, it's just some people just like beefing. I can't lie, and I was one of them, but I'm trying to be delivered. I gotta be the one to I gotta try to set an example. How far do we go when we disagree? We're most excellent. I just saw him. How far do we go, Richardson? What's good with you? How far do we go when we disagree? To like back in the days we used to talk about people, mama. Don't talk about my mother. Them fighting words right there. When we, as Bible believers now, disagree with somebody, when we want to start a fight, we'll just throw the word heretic out and call them a heretic. That's my question to y'all. And the second question is, with everything that we've been discussing, everything, let's just say the last year, we're coming to the close of the year. Somebody type some stuff in that we've discussed this year. Banging out serious beefing and everything. Folk getting blocked, coming back on, going in. Name some of the things we've been dealing with. The most important thing I got to say, I got to be doctrine. What you said? I got to be doctrine? This is jagged edge. I gotta say, my whole thing is whatever's going on, Let's keep the same energy. I can't be hard on this and not hard on that on them folk over there with the same doctrine, with the same belief. That's all I'm saying. And I think it kind of came to a head with that Michael thing. That Michael thing was some beef too. Oh my goodness. We can't even just come and chill and have fun and enjoy ourselves. Only when we playing that hip hop music. That gospel hip hop and we still beefing them, but at least it's not that much beefing. Who's the best rapper? Is it in Israel? Is it in the church? Who's the best one out here with the freestyle? And oh man, oh man. But I think it's good. No, I think we gotta be. I think we gotta be consistent. That's all I'm saying. And some people have been hitting me, and and they've been pointing some things out. Calvinism, listen, J Jacks, y'all. Calvinism, dispensationalism, Old Testament prophecy, the law, SDA, and Mormonism. We done been all over the place, and we never live only one subject one time. Rev C, was Calvinism ever considered heretical? First person I heard that from, they was beefing with us about 3-4 years ago, was the first lady. I said, boy, she got that to her church history confused. I don't think Calvinism ever been. I don't think Calvinism ever been considered heretical now. Now y'all doing a lot, but I could be wrong. I'm waiting to see Rev or most excellent or young Pastor Green. Y'all let me know. And said the things we've been, holidays, we might as well put that on the whole, that's top of the list. Summertime and we talking about Christmas. And said holidays, dispensationalism, Calvinism, Orthodox, Trinity, Israelites, etc. We talk about it all this year, yeah. He's not lying. Not dispensationalism, Dunamis, Muck Runner was the first one. He played a video, I don't know, maybe 8 months ago, 5 months ago. He played a video, and in that video, they called dispensationalism a heresy, and I was shocked. I read a few books, but I ain't read them all, so I was shocked. Oh, Sister Lou, Paul eating pork at Ella Joe's house. Woo! Yeah, that one was beef too. That was beef. Yeah, J Jess got all the timestamps too. She got all the timestamps. All right, most excellent here. Most excellent. Has Calvinism ever been considered heretical that you know of? And prior to Dunamis playing that video, were you one of those that said that? And we already he made his stance clear. We already know where he feel with dispensationalism. Were you under the impression that's heresy? Or kind of like Pastor Mike said, we got good brothers and sisters over there. It is what it is. They just wrong in that area. Like Johnny Mack and them. I'm scared when y'all start calling certain people saying that they're teaching heretical. That's rough. Of course, we asked, I think Pastor Mike did, Rev C never did. Who else? Young Pastor Green. I'm trying to think who else we ever got on, and we asked what's the difference between what's heresy. Old timers talk about rank heresy. If there's a difference between heresy and rank heresy, I think Mama and them made that up. It could have came out of seminary, but I think Mama and them made that up. And rank heresy and just plain old being an error. I think Pastor Mike touched on that and said that there is a difference. Okay, listen, consistency is the biggest deal. What okay for some believers is condemned for others. Whole lot of respect of persons going on. I gotta get a first of all, type of one who agree with that. Let me see. Let me see what that thing say. I can't do it like Zoom. Who agree with that? If so, I would need an example. KL said, should we debate Christians with the same energy we debate non-Christians? That's a good one. What do y'all think? That's a good one. It's a matter of love and respect. I think with just debating and stuff and just the banging, somebody said, some wise person said, your doctrine could be right, but boy, your attitude, that fruit and all that stuff is off. I know folk, and other elders calling me folk, they getting in there, respected people, apologists and stuff, they getting in there and they banging out on that clubhouse and they'll come back under another name, stink attitude. I may hold a position that they hold, but I'm talking about a stink attitude. Some folk it's just a mess. Let me see. I was waiting for example. He said, what about double predestination? I didn't know who made sovereignty a beef. I can't lie. Sometimes y'all know I'll be dozing off. I don't know who made sovereignty beef. I don't consider it heresy, but I consider it problematic. I guess that's bad enough. And he said that's his personal opinion. So he's not saying nobody that holds a dispensation. He's not going to say they're not a brother or sister in Christ. He just think it's problematic, and that has to do with the end times. Now y'all know, and I could be wrong, but y'all know we in the church haven't really been riding that end times thing heavy. Certain circles, Tim LaHaye and them on books came up, but it seems like end times and the awakening and these Israelites all go hand in hand. Israel, you can't talk about Israel without talking about the end times, and I guess start touching on what we would call dispensationalists. Aliens, Genesis 6. Oh, yep, beef. That was beef. That was beef. Angel, demons, and giants. J. Jack's not lying. We did it. We did it. We did it. We've been through a lot. God ain't doing nothing with Israel, yeah. And that's just something that the church been feeling. That's how come a lot of people don't even feel it's something important to discuss. God ain't doing nothing with Israel. God got one covenant of people. It's called the church. And there's and I think that's one of the main contentions on the internet. And what's so crazy, I see some of my people, I went out of town, I see some church folk that know me that I know from back in the days, and why them folk talking about, oh, that stuff y'all be on the line doing, us talking about on this channel, talking about, y'all ain't edifying, y'all ain't helping the body of Christ at all. Ain't nobody thinking about that. Heavy Sunday, Thursday, Wednesday, 5 a.m. prayer, heavy going to church people, heavy praying people. That's beef. That's beef because that shows you the little world that some of them folk are in. Some people say Calvinism itself is not heresy, but their understanding of God is heresy. I'm scared. Example, Jehovah Witnesses in hell, but we just don't understand Calvin and Spurgeon. Wait, maybe I'm reading that wrong. JW's in hell. He may have to explain some of that. But we just don't understand Calvin and Spurgeon. And what they were saying? Dunamis made sovereignty beef. Dunamis did it. Okay, I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna Edith said it. I'm almost positive it's Dunamis too, so I'm not gonna sit here and act crazy. Yeah, big beef. That's big beef. God ain't doing nothing with Israel. That's big beef. And then now people talking about Israel running around here talking about Israel. Some of you dark skinned folk now with this craziness. That's major beef. Yeah, that's a major beef. We do. We need that award show because so much stuff has went down. Now listen to Sister Lewis. She said, "I think it's hard to give equal energy when you're dealing with some of the lunatic theories that go way beyond heresy or different, opinions into just crazy." Yeah. But even some people that come on here talking crazy, I can't defend everybody. Some stuff just craziness. Some stuff just craziness. We Hamites beef with that. Yes, yes. That ain't a big. That's not a big. That's not. That wasn't a big thing. A couple of people emailed me this year, talking about the beef with the church, teaching us that we're Hamites and all of that stuff. But you'll be surprised. A lot of the churches, like Pastor Mike, he said they never had Black History Month. They never. He said we never. His pastor and them wasn't preaching that they was Hamites. Pastor Mike ain't grow up on that we Hamite stuff, the Cushites and all of that stuff. Some stuff that I was on with the bishop and them down here in the city. Now, 512 said, sometimes I think that, you tell me, young Pastor Green, most excellent, tell me if this is true. J. Jack's Rev C, tell me if this is true. Sometimes I think that the church is sleeping on end times. I think we done ran through all of the positions and we done had, and a lot of people done been opened up to some of them Rapture video, Tim LaHaye and all of that other stuff. And we just know it's different positions. And it ain't a big thing.
I think that church,
You think so? That might be what it is
they need to revisit and study that hard.
with the end times.
Yeah,
Maybe.
because it's happening.
A lot of people, that COVID had a lot of people thinking it's end times. A lot of people know what's going on. And if you notice those channels that been talking about that during COVID and all that, people have been getting they've been getting an increase in numbers dealing with end time, last days and sign of the last days. Only thing I can say that I'm concerned with that is the falling away. Because Plummer was my man, but what Plummer called the falling away, Plummer said Christianity was the falling away. I'm like, Lord, if this yellow fool don't leave me alone, that was my man. But I'm telling you right now, I'll be around some strange people. Let me just put it that way. He said, and I've heard after he's the first one I heard say it, I've heard people afterwards say Christianity is the great falling away. He said consistency is the biggest deal. I can't see what the rest of this say. Oh, I gotta click it. What okay for some to believe is condemned by others? Whole lot of respect of he keeps saying a whole lot, but I don't understand. I'm slow. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm slow. I'm slower than normal today. Cause you got coffee? I didn't even check. I don't know. Maybe I need me some coffee. I have coffee. I don't have an energy drink and it's gloomy outside. I don't even feel like going outside. Let me see. Born again Rome. Berean, you know better than that. This channel is part of some of our. Oh, yes, definitely. I think you hit me in the email last week. Was it 2 weeks ago? Oh, the calendar. I need to call Bruce. And get some rec. And I can't believe I saw some other people. Discussing that calendar like the church is off. God is calling us back. And if he's calling us back and it's an increase of knowledge in this last days, we need to adjust everything, even if we're off on the calendar. So now everything the church been teaching is shaky and we got to re-examine everything. Hell, the virgin birth, we got to re-examine everything. Walsh, what's good? Consistency is the big. Oh, that's the same one. Oh, I must have picked the message. I'll make that go down. Oh, Brother Curtis Lee, thank you so much, man. Appreciate you. Well, what I'm doing, something wrong with the technology? I hope you and Ann ain't talking, JJ. I hope you and Ann ain't talking about me. All right. Let me see right here. I believe, listen, I believe if you don't see the 5 solas in Revelation, there's going to be an esoteric understanding. Oh boy, that solar. Listen, Walsh, you might want to come on with that. I don't know, this reform. Whoo, y'all folk think y'all better than us. Whoo, that's man, that's beef. Shout out to Bishop and them. And then I guess I've been with so many people. Maybe I'm not making it a big thing, but boy, I think we're gonna have to touch a little bit on that right there. We're going to have to touch a little bit on that right there. And I think people primarily have a question or two for Pastor Mike if he don't if he's not troubled by it. You asked for example of respect of person. We were told if anyone believes Jesus is Michael, they hellbound. But when it's our heroes, we just read them wrong. Yeah. I stayed up. I think I got on Amtrak a couple of hours after that. And I'm on the train riding and looking on the web, just not through books, just looking all through the internet about Jesus and Michael, and did Baptists or Methodists, did other respected people hold that position outside of Jehovah Witnesses. And man, the internet, just reading the internet alone, it's a bit of confusion with that. But I have to say that I'm not really one quick to put people in hell like that anyway. I'm not gonna do that. But some people did email me about that. The whole Sister Nitty thing, and how she was handled being an Adventist. That was a whole nother thing in and of itself. But historically, the church haven't been moving with Adventists, so that's something that existed before urban apologists and Sister Nephi was born. That beef right there, did she come in saying specifically she was? I remember the time, when we was going to get it on with Netta in them, and they were looking for a girl because they had Dr. Maya and some names came up, and her name came up, and I can't lie, the other brother that was quarterback and the other pastor from Philly that was quarterback, and he did ask about what church you go to, whatever he did mention some of that, and the other guy, another apologist, another guy said I'll get that information. I don't know if he went and got that information or what happened, but next thing I know, they started making videos with her. Everybody was making videos with her. Then some people heard her banging out in the room, talking something about, defending or uplifting the Sabbath, something like that, and that was it. Alan Parr, the people started making videos. They went and found that Jamaican dude. He was an ex-Adventist. Other brother that made the comment the other day, Ambassador Bailey, that's my me started. He was Sunday seminary with me 6 years ago. He got a channel. That brother heavy. He came out of SDA, 30 years in there. I think I'd apologize him and that Jamaican brother. They the two heaviest. They the two heaviest dealing with Seventh-day Adventists that came out of there. After the live, we had a discussion. He posted some stuff the next day, dealing with Seventh-day Adventists, and they double speak and all of that stuff, and how they feel about us as Protestants, and things of that nature. So I think they just kind of went and grabbed her, just didn't know she was Adventist. Maybe she could have brought it straight, came straight out and said, yo, y'all know I'm Seventh-day Adventist. Y'all know y'all don't normally run with us. We don't normally move like that. But they just started making videos. And, people wanted to defend the faith, and she was defending the faith, but she was of something that we would consider a cult. And even Walter Martin, he was back and forth with the elders in the Adventist church, and he was kind of at one stage on the wall. Do we put the books of the Seventh-day Adventists, do we put those books along with the cults? When you walk in a Christian bookstore, back then we had bookstores. You walk in the bookstore, should Seventh-day Adventist books be up there with them? Can you be Seventh-day Adventist without Ellen G. White? Was she a straight false prophet? If a movement is built on something false, is it of God? Not saying nobody could be saved in there, but is the movement in and of itself of God? That was all the beef right there. I've been talking. Let me come back and see that. She said, I picked it. I kept reading it. Well, like I was like, help the old people. Let me get this laptop going. This one's talking about 2023 big double standard. Maybe it was. I'm not gonna get on here and act brand new, because I'll be like, I don't know, y'all ain't got that same energy. Boy, y'all are. Hey, listen, I think I've been trying to change it. Gia Love Jesus said something about Elder Green. Y'all, Sister Shep, where's Sister JJ? Y'all fervent church, y'all in here. That's Israel. That's a little different compared to all the people we've seen, all of the stuff that we've heard in Israel. Y'all accept it. I cannot lie. I've tried my best with the church and Israel. Folk just don't want to. And I used to joke with the first lady. I used to be like, he wants to be, just give up you a regular. She were outside of that, you was a regular tongue talk. Ignorant, like me though. Ignorant, just give up the Israel thing. She like, oh, no way. Her face, she twisted up her face. Oh, no way. Oh, I was like, all right. But I think y'all have accepted that y'all are second-class citizens. It's okay. Because other people say, yo, it ain't they second-class citizens. They think they better than us. And then at 5, 4, watch this. Look at the comments. 3, 2, let the banging begin. And this is what's been going on. I don't know. Hopefully we can touch on some of that in a respectful way. Now, where I could say that I think I am wrong, besides trying to bang for Israel, where I think I can say that I think I'm a little bit wrong. I think some people don't know. Let me see, how can I explain it? Pastor Mike and this is like a church in a way. Of course, Elder Mike, Pastor Mike, and Pastor Green, they're the pastors. You know, you ain't walking up in an average church, and if you're down with that church, just be disrespecting the pastor. They are pastors in that sense, but we're open that we can have discussions and a little bit of problems. I think some stuff came up centered around, trying to center around that. And Elder Green made a comment to me the other day about something that he asked and how people may feel about him in respect to being one of the pastors and stuff like that. I think that might even been connected. I'll ask him when he jump on. I think that might have been even connected to the Acts 15. But we do have people. I feel it's only right because we do have people that are claiming Israel that's here with us that are saved and part of the family. So if they have questions concerning the feast, or if anybody else have questions, people looking into it. Some people are looking into it. Why is their salvation not secure? Why are they taking DNA? I don't know why y'all people out here doing what y'all doing. I don't know. But there's people looking into it. And I don't think it's fair to them or to Pastor Mike to have Pastor Mike, if somebody thinking they're Israel, and have Pastor Mike that's not even moving in dispensationalism to attempt to answer anything like that. That's where Elder Green come in, because he can answer from the culture. Somebody that deals in history and study the history and the culture. At the same time, we can both learn and understand it. Because I'm going to tell y'all right now, me personally, in my heart, y'all tell me, do y'all think the subject of Israel is going away? Not calling it heresy, not calling it false teaching, attempt to creep into the church. Do y'all think it's going away? Y'all think it's going to die down? It's going to simmer down? It's just something jumping right now? And it'll just fade out into obscurity. It'll be like the Moral Science Temple. A lot of people in America don't know who the Moors are. It'll be like the Nation of Islam. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Make that. I think I can hit that and make that. All right, it ain't go away. I don't know. I feel like, look at this. Let me. She's saying, what's she saying here? I feel like more grace is given to off Christian doctrine than Israelites with off doctrine. Forgetting a lot of them got their doctrine from some churches that we were affiliated with before. I guess before you were claiming Israel. Y'all hear? Y'all understand that? I'm gonna make sure like, do they understand it? And I'm gonna read it again when I need to just make sure I understand it. I feel like more grace is given to off Christian doctrine than to Israelites with off doctrine. That could possibly be so. Yeah. Even myself, I get, because I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Them camps have left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth. Church folk don't want to hear Israel at all. Once you claim in Israel, your doctrine ain't right. Your doctrine ain't right. And even if you're off on something or we differ, I only want to say off, even if we differ on something, not the virgin birth, not the finished work, he died, he rose again, according to none of that stuff. Acts 1 Corinthians 15, none of that stuff right there. Just on something like, oh, you off on that. Of course, because I'm going to take the position that I come from the church is right. You just came into the awakening. Y'all folk don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all was doing good, but you're off on that thing right there. Not saying that it's supposed to be like that, but that's just how it is. Let me see. Some people may, some people may agree with that. Yes, my man, he didn't call them pastors, yes, over language, over yes. Yeah, matter of fact, the whole pilgrim, everybody, that's how that's how the Archbishop had it set up. Different people over different things. Elders, they call them elders. I think they were using, some people use the term elder. Ministry, other went over to all of the finances and stuff like that, but they were all considered pastors, or they were all considered ministers, elders over different departments. Finance, elders over security. Elders got to be over, elder got to be over everything in the whole work, even the security. Cars getting broke into, elders got to, they're going to deal with whoever's, dealing with cops and, surveillance and all of that other stuff. Let me see. Remember how Rabbi came on sounding like Elder Green and Covey, but a few elders and pastors had lost some of that bass in their voice when it came to correcting the rabbi. I'm just saying. And maybe that's one of the reasons it's good to have the rabbi on. I think he's looking forward to it. I can tell Rabbi got, and I can tell the mere fact there's some people, like when you see some people like them Israel, like the first lady and the other dude and them over there, when they come on, they're not just talking to me. They come on and they're looking in the comment section to get it on. They looking in the comment section to beef, or they're just, they're talking to me at the same time. Who Kevin G used to do that. He'll come on and he'll be talking to me, but he in that comment section, wait a minute, I want to answer this. I want to deal with this. I want to, and people do that. And the rabbi, yeah, he would. But I personally feel that it's good for individuals to hear. Talking, they need to hear people that are sound, like Rabbi. They need to hear people that are sound, like Elder Green, on the position and why they hold that position. The only thing where I'm trying to scratch in my head with Elder Green is because, like I said, he got Jew and Gentile alike. He got people from different, it's just so crazy, and it's no beef. And then he got other pastors and stuff that they're around. The pastor, they set me up in a stash spot down there. That pastor down there, he from a whole different tradition, but they'll go out eating, they'll go out on a boat, they'll go out fishing, they'll have church together on certain special occasions and stuff like that. And then I said, well, what's Pastor such and such position on this? He said, I don't know. He said, oh, I've been knowing him about 12 years. You done known him for 12 years, you don't know what it never come up. I'm like, boy, I don't know what y'all got going. I don't know what y'all got going on down here, but it's different. It's just different. I don't know how y'all could go fishing on a boat out there for 3 hours, 4 hours, and doctrine don't come up. He said, Berean, he just shaking. He said, I don't know. It just never come up. That's all he could say. I'm like, man, oh man, oh man. Let me see what else. Everybody, Curtis Lee, brother Curtis Lee said, every year, I say people doctrine. He said all is off in some way. I don't think everybody's doctrine is absolutely correct. Now, one thing we can't do, we cannot. If it's read right, I'll go back again. If I got some other information, I'll go back again and look into that. With the other two, with Spurgeon and them. I'll go back and look into that. But I'll tell y'all, there was nothing but more confusion with me reading what was on the internet. But to be honest, we can't. We can't. I don't really want that. I don't care what nobody say. Y'all call me whatever y'all want. Y'all put that girl in hell right there for doing that. Y'all got to do the same thing, same people. I listen to these folk and how they bang out on Adventist. I say, y'all can do whatever y'all want to do. Don't put my grandmama in hell. I ain't seen my grandmama reading Ella G. White. I see my grandmama praying and calling on his name and singing the songs of Zion. That's what I see my grandmama doing. And my grandma ain't going to hell because she ain't eating no shrimp. Yeah, ain't nobody in Christianity finna tell me none of that. That what they not finna do. They not gonna do it to me. They can do it to somebody else, but they not finna do that to me. Now, am I telling y'all because I'm saying that? Am I automatically lifting up the dietary laws, telling somebody else they go to hell if they don't eat pork? I'm not doing that at all. I think we got a hearing problem. I think it could be a spirit. How many times them folks said it's not for salvation just this year? Most of y'all been around more than a year. Just this year alone, how many times somebody had to come on here and repeat, no, I'm not saying it's for salvation. No, we don't believe it's for salvation. I think there's some Lindsay problem. All right, that's the other comment. All right, that's what happened when it gets stuck. I can see it. Yeah, this Tracy Lewis said, I agree too, but it has gotten better over the years. I knew this thing was going to be a long road. I knew this thing was going to be a process. Now, at least we'll beef among each other and nobody getting blocked. But I don't even like bringing up comments from new people. They be like, he ain't bringing up, and we don't know you that well to be bringing up your comments and start beefing. You gonna get yourself, don't get put out of here. We could beef, but like I said, I think sometimes it takes time, and relationships need to be built to really get it on and have that respect. Even my position is right. If my attitude is wrong, which it has been on so many occasions, I don't think that's a good look for God, the kingdom, church at all. At all. Let me see. Young Pastor Green said, I done Nazi Green on a flyer as a guest speaker at a Pentecostal church. I think Nazi Green is fair in his approach to fellow. Yes, absolutely so. Green, Green is peeps. Green is peeps. But the problem with some of these folk and some other folk that made comments on other channels, Green ain't black power enough. Green ain't got no black power in him. I ain't gonna say that's the problem, but boy, that's the problem on this internet. Green ain't dealing with that black power. He know that race thing is a social construct. That's nonsense. And that's where some people would have a problem with him. But outside of that, I don't really see nothing major. Pastor Green shocked about that Acts 15. And those 4 laws, should a Gentile keep those laws now, or were they were they just because they were coming to the synagogue and they were in contact with Israelites back then? He got beef with that. I guess maybe it sounds like if you're preaching actively telling people that they don't have to keep that, you could be telling them to do other stuff. Yeah. Yeah, Green good people. Let me see. Yeah, she said what's that, 200 million? I can't even count on them zeros. I ain't got no glasses. JJ said 1 million, yeah, a lot of times. So people are saying, and I don't know. We're working on the dough. We're working on the dough because people are excited. A couple people asking me about the rabbis and the custom. One thing I can't believe that Jewish people can't have their culture. But other people say they can have it. They can only have it equally like anybody else can have their culture, and that's it. That's it. The culture means nothing. It means nothing. But for some strange reason, it do seem like when people want to even discuss it, that it's like, all right, here's where the devil worship coming. Here's where the devil worship coming, and people feel like that. But I understand if you're not a dispensationalist, you ain't thinking about Jewish customs. You ain't thinking about none of that. You don't even need to understand the background to understand the background of the text. You don't need none of that. God got one covenant to the people today. We call them the church. Period. And a lot of people feel that way. Now, Jay Jacks, I think I had you blocked before. You had to go back out there for a little while. She said Green is steeped in little hat doctrine. That's some people issue. I love him though. Yeah. I'm shutting the live down. But Green been around a lot of them. Like that other, what's the other brother that just him and his wife just became Jewish? And I play those too. And and they laid hands on him and stuff like that. And he don't feel that they all Esau, they all synagogue say they all going to hell and all of that stuff. He feel they need Jesus, and you better have you some Jesus. Outside of that, he not really on it like that. And matter of fact, I got church folk. I got church folk more on it sounding like Israelites talking about them folk over there in that land. Them small hat people. I know Christian ministers like, man, I ain't thinking about them ungodly demons over there. Them folk ain't nothing but devils. And Christian pastors. Now, they ain't going to say in front of no Israelites sound like they siding with the Israelites, but they think them folk over there ungodly. Oh, man, this is where we got to shut it down. Most excellent said dispensation. What is he talking about? He said dispensation. Let me put this up here. Let me put this up here. These folk can get out there and get to saying anything. He said dispensationalism is a little hat doctrine. Now, he sound like he a conspiracy theorist. That's a conspiracy because I ain't gonna lie, dispensationalism and that doctrine of dispensationalism through John Hagee and the 700 Club alone. I know they done sent three billion. I know they done sent in the last 20 years, I know they done sent 3 billion to Israel. Matter of fact, I'll connect John Hagee money with good Christian America money with all the money that this country besides churches send to Israel. So if dispensationalism is a little hat doctrine, they forgazing this thing to a whole nother level. That's the ultimate game. That's the ultimate finesse. And I can't act like the church can't get played. If somebody's going to play you, they're going to play you with the Bible. They're going to pull you out the book. They're going to pull you out the book with the book. Ray Hagan and them still using the book. We got to remember that. Man, we might have to look into that. But what would make you say that? What would make him say that? Just say they go for that nonsense. Just say they go for they say, they ain't no little hat doctrine now. This one talking about dispensationalism equal little hat bootlickers. Yeah, Christians are dispensationalists that believe God gonna do something with Israel. If you Israel, that shouldn't be no death shoot. Israel should love that. I know they'll love it if they thought Nathaniel and all them was Israel. All you folk running around here was Israel. All that money they giving up. That's a whole nother thing right there. All right, let me try to set this thing up. Let me try to see if I can set this computer up. I'm gonna have to run outside. When we was little, we used to do rain dances. Not rain dances, I guess that was pagan. Let me call my sister and tell them I had to bring them out of paganism. Rain, rain, go away, come again another. We used to sit in the window when it was raining and used to sing a song to try to make the rain go away. Lord, I tell y'all, I can't make this up. Edom said Jesus was 2,000 years late for his own party with dispensationalism. I don't even want to call Tim. He said that thing been out. But boy, dang, you see that? Y'all feel strong about dispensation. Y'all feel strong. These folk don't want to hear nothing about culture. They say culture, all they hear is law. Yeah, you ain't lying. Folk don't want to hear nothing about culture. You talk about culture, they hear dating nothing but the law of Moses. But I think, listen to what she said, I got to read the second part, but I think that's low-key a refusal to accept claims of being Israel. Absolutely so. Folk don't want y'all running around here talking about this Israel garbage. That's what they call it, God. They don't want that God. The church don't want that Israel garbage. We got to call it for what it is. Y'all got to accept it. Y'all want to be Israel, be Israel. But then if you came out and said you wasn't Israel, you just down with the church, I'll find something to beef with you about. But that Israel thing, no, nobody don't want that. And now y'all see how that Israel thing is connected to dispensationalism. So now, if you even maybe you just said it, if we not up on the last day discussion will come back full swing with the awakening, COVID, with everything. This last day, this end time thing. And it looks like people revisiting that dispensationalism and people got some beef with some stuff being said, God doing something with Israel, him being a separate people, another covenant, two covenants running simultaneous. People want none of that. None of that. All of that is nonsense. It's Jesus on the cross. It's Jesus on the cross. I think Nathaniel and them, I think the one West dudes got people feeling some type of way, but church folk, they to the point they can't even, right now, they can't do nothing with Israel because so much rape doctrine and the cussing and the carrying on and everything that done went down in that name. I don't know. All right, let me try to set this thing up. But born again Rome. Rome is saying, but wait. Rome saying, but wait, he said, yeah, y'all want to keep y'all culture, but he can't dress his daughter up like a princess and take her out on Halloween. Jay Jackson, make it make sense. You Israelites, make that make sense. Y'all want to keep y'all culture, but he can't keep his culture. And his culture is to dress his daughter up on October 31st and go out and go outside and get some candy. I don't know. These people done lied so much that E1B1. I don't know what's what. I don't know. These folk done lied. We done been hearing so much. What is Just Save talking about? He said, Berean, all of us got a little bit of dispensationalism. Most excellent. Listen to this nonsense. He said, all of us got a little bit of dispensationalism in us, even if it's a little bit. Listen, listen, Rome. The Bible says, and you in my mind, and he upstirred you on with that. And I gave it out. Pastor Mike even said, ain't nothing wrong with giving out candy. I said, ooh, glory to God. Give out candy every day. Elder Green, give out candy every day. Give candy out every day. I'm telling the people business now. He got a candy thing over there. Let the kids get the candy. Some kids come around. You know, kids in the hood don't be having no money. Sometimes you a snotty nose going around there, or with your friend, and you can't get nothing. They going to get some nowadays, and you hoping you could get something. Get some candy for them other kids right there. But I don't know. That's the beef. Rome said next time, and that's my man. He said next time he gonna be quiet. He would have never even touched it. Me personally, Pastor Mama, I want to flaunt his freedom. That's why he brought that candy thing up. Y'all gonna run amok with that freedom, even if for those that's weaker in the faith and don't understand it. I've never connected Christians with Halloween, and then back then, when there were some, I would hear it would be them. It would be them other folk. I never thought I'd see the day that you black Christians in America would be celebrating her. I never thought I'd see the day, but this is what it's come to. This is what it's come to. But Rome, say if you want to claim Israel, Sister Sherry, if you want to claim Israel, you want to, and I'll agree that y'all want to keep the feast. Some people want to wear zitsy fringes or whatever, COVID them. Y'all want to do that, y'all do that. But don't get to bothering nobody about a little bit of candy. Is it just a day? Oh Lord, I can't talk no more. We got to shut the live down. Israel descent. I can't talk. I want like the way I want to talk in front of Israel descent with his ignorant self that jumped up in here. All right, Sister Lewis, listen to this. You do remember that? Pastor Kit did that? She said, Sister Lewis said, we always had Halloween alternatives. Y'all had trunk or treat in your church? No, them can still see me. I'll hit him back. He said he just listening. She said, yeah. She said we always had Halloween alternative. Oh boy. And this is where they go. This is where they go. This is where they go. We talk about Halloween Israel descent. Just save a minister since Hector was a puppy in the Lord's church. He said, Berean, if I eat the Halloween candy as a Christian, am I in sin? Do I have to purify myself and repent? No, oh boy. They want that Halloween. They want that Halloween candy. They want that Halloween candy. He want to know if he in sin. You ain't in sin. If somebody say you in sin, that's B, but somebody else say you in sin. Wait a minute. Oh, I'm shutting it down. I'm shutting it down. Sister Cherry said, she said, my Jewish children had me out there trick or treating. I told them, Ashkenazi daddy, I don't celebrate Halloween. That man gonna tell me, well, our kids celebrate, so we doing it. Lord have mercy. We gotta pray she's in the struggle. Y'all stretch your hands towards the telephone. Lord God in heaven. No, Terry Pope, he greedy. He like me, he like a bunch of candy. He said, nah, you ain't in no sin. You said, but she said, I was heard about this trunk or treat lately. Back in the days, we used to host a carnival and flood the kids with candy. Excuse the pig and let the hog go by.
Excuse me. Right.
Before Halloween, come on.
What it is we have to start to educate the young ones of the history of Halloween.
No, they don't want to educate them. They said history ain't bad. They don't want to educate the young folk. They want
Well,
to leave
I
them alone and let them
understand
have
that
fun.
about the witches and stuff. It's
Nah,
not.
they don't want to hear no
It's
witch
like,
stuff. They said they ain't got nothing to do with no witches. They ain't got that. They don't start like that because they're gonna think
the
you can't. They're gonna think you are.
history.
They go, hey, who teaching this? Me or you? Who talking to me or
The
you?
history.
Eat your food, baby. Eat your food. No, these folk don't want to hear no history. Folk ain't worried about no history. Forget the history. Right now, it's just about fun, ain't it, y'all? It's just about fun. And look at him, no wonder, because he was just eating all that Halloween candy. Who took him to get the candy?
But that's
You or your daughter? Who took them to get the candy? You or their parents and the grandkids just came and you eating their candy? Now, Just Save was out there. What you was dressed up like, Just Save? What you was dressed up like, Just Save? A Chippendale fireman dancer out there? What you was dressed up Halloween make believe? That's what it brings out the kid in y'all. Y'all just like what? I know if you had the candy in your house, you took them kids trick or treating. And nobody's saying y'all going to hell. For them church folks start getting on me, talking about, and you know what? One thing I noticed about my church folk, oh, you legalism, legalism, legalism. My whole beef is the only thing I don't understand. People that come out of Freemasonry and the esoteric, people that come out of the witchcraft, people that come out of all form, different types of witchcraft, Santeria, voodoo, all of that stuff. Everybody I know that's born again that came out of that, they don't play games with Halloween. I wonder why that is.
because
But
guess
then
what?
my
They
same,
know what
but then I got to be careful because my same church people said, "Oh, but Paul said, but these are not really." They make it sound like demons ain't even real. These folk been having seances, calling on spirits. Spirits been talking. Spirits been talking, and they say, "Oh, that's not real." Ooh, I'm watching Christianity too, y'all. I'm stuck. I'm watching Christian. I got some of my Christian friends, the stuff they explaining. I'm like, I heard that other guy, and the other guy, I had so much respect for him as one of and then the other one, he came on as one of the leading apologists. I had so much respect for him till he pulled that stunt. Some folk be saying stuff. I'm like, I don't know what they talking about. Talking about, oh, well, that's not. It may not be in the Bible. I'm gonna tell y'all something right now. I don't care what nobody tell y'all. There's stuff that happened that people take place to deal with in that spirit world. Those words may not be in the Bible, but there's manifestations taking place. Call it their higher consciousness. Call it whatever y'all want to call it. Because y'all trying to say there ain't no such thing as demons no more. They don't manage. They don't do this. They don't do that. Because of these two verses right here. Do whatever y'all want to do with it. I'm good. But I know somebody practicing something out here and it's working for them. That's how come it take them a while to come out of it. And the people that come out say the demons flipped on them at nighttime, things were happening to them, but y'all say it's not real. You see why one of the reasons people are walking away because they're dealing with experiences. And we claim our personal experience with Christ meeting him is above religion, it's a relationship. But them people had experiences with familiar spirits, with demons. They communicated with them. They lived and followed what they were ordered to do. And y'all are saying it's not real. This is a mess out here, y'all. This is a mess out here. Happy holidays. What's good, Blanco? All right, let me see. All right, what we got going on here? All right, y'all. I'm gonna try to get this computer jumping so I can show y'all some of this stuff and see. I don't holler Halloween in my house at all. Yeah, some of my Christian friends they say they don't, but they just wanna. If you got kids, y'all will be saying a different stuff because y'all know, especially Curtis Lee, especially for your little girl. People say they be a daddy girl and all of this stuff. If you got little kids, you're gonna do it.
No.
Kids will make you do some stuff. You'll just have to break it. God will understand. You love the kid, and you want everybody who don't want to give their grandkid or their kid the best.
That's true.
Next Halloween, I'm going as Charles Spurgeon or John. Got to shut the internet down now. Nothing wrong with Halloween. It's an American cultural holiday. Y'all see that? We've always had people on three sides. Even before the awakening and social media, we've had Christians that didn't do it. But the Christians that were for it were ethnically were of a different persuasion. But I think the problem could be now that maybe more people are educated and they understand the where it originated from. Other people are saying we don't care where it originated from. That's the beef. If some Israelites are coming around saying the origin of a thing is bad, they can't bring the tree in because the tree ain't Jeremiah 10. But like I said, the origin of the gym. If everything the pagans did, and the Bible say don't learn the way of the pagans, if you even understand what that verse mean, did no Israelite that's talking about they don't keep no holiday, they shouldn't be going to the gym because the gym started off as something lustful. The gym started off as something from a whole different culture. Them people ain't your culture. A lot of this stuff is Europeans. And the early Israelites were not Europeans and are not Europeans. We got to call this thing for what it is. So if you picked up somebody else's culture and you're preaching against culture, but you go to Planet Fitness, you're not being consistent. You're not being consistent. That's all I say. Yeah, that's gonna be more beef right there with that TDJ. I hope it don't come out. But everybody has been in the church. Well, I don't know. I can say the whole church, but Pentecostal circles, people been hearing some stuff about Jakes, and even when he built that house and his family situation. People been talking. People been talking about him and his wife, and just some people just in a kind of arranged marriages or whatever. And people been rumored that the people don't live in the same side of the house, but they it is what it is. It is what it is. I ain't gonna be shocked now. I'll be hurt if any of y'all in here find out anything about T.D. Jakes, and I've been using it for years. As an example, if anything ever come out, if anything, and that's called partially because I've been here. So if anything ever come out, I'm gonna see how many of y'all backslide. I did because that showed me something, but I can't say it joking because I know there's other people that be like, "Yo, Christianity ain't really about nothing. Your Christianity ain't really about it ain't really about nothing or whatever." I don't know. I gotta go plug my phone in. So I said, whatever it happened. Whatever comes out, it comes out. I'll tell y'all what. This is time where people definitely want to war against the Bible and true Bible believers. We can't act like Israelites. We can't act like them camps. I can't say nothing good about the camps because what the camps doing, they bunching everybody together. They bunching everybody together, and more people are on TikTok doing that. All these preachers. The girl said the preacher hugged me, and he said, "Ooh, you could drive my Cadillac to church. Look how you looking." That mean all preachers are doing that? She's crazy, but she got on and made a video. All these preachers not right. Y'all got to leave the church because they want you. They want to sleep with you. All preachers ain't trying to sleep with all folk. All these women out here. But it is what it is. So I can't, because of them camps, a lot of that nonsense. We got beef. I was off Jake's when he says many ways to get to heaven. Yeah. What are you talking about? The church doing the same to Israel? What are you talking about? The church doing the same to Israelites, Israelite descent? On broad brushing. Yeah. Some people say it's a lot of broad brushing going on. I honestly think, like I seen pastor, I'll play one. Let me get this laptop going. I'll play the other pastor. I honestly think it's a lot of people because they see the awakening and attraction and what's going on. They just get information. Like they just went to a website and they said, these black Israelites, and the other pastor, older gentleman with gray hair, gray everything. And he was just reading some stuff. I don't think they really thorough into it. Like, really into vocab, really been studying this thing. So they just get out here and they wouldn't lump them all together. And I just don't think that's good research. That's good. I don't think that's fair to anybody. But yeah, I'm seeing more of that. But I notice even other people that I've met that's not like official apologists that have been dealing with Israel as they grow, as they talk, as they bang, and in Clubhouse and all of that stuff, they begin to know that there's differences with them. And then they'll start saying, well, I can't judge everybody all together. I knew it was beef when I was down in Atlanta. I used to say my earlier video, shout out to them dudes in GOCC, some guys I was working with. Them dudes, I can't lie, them dudes are fools. They cool. Cool as ever. But the church people say, no, that's not a good look because all of them are devils. The whole movement is demonic. So if you know other people listening to you and you'll shout out them and that make it sound like they're legit or that movement is legit and it's satanic. I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be a problem here. That was 8 years ago. All right, y'all, I'm going to go try to work on this laptop. We're going to get back on. I'm going to call elders and them and let's try to respect. Let's try to respect things. Let's try to do. We're going to bring the pastors on. Let's try to act like we got some sense up in here. No matter Pastor Mike and Pastor Green, they already know how y'all are. But Lord, y'all, let's try to better ourselves. All right, I'll talk to y'all in a little while.